Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your July 2024 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Celtic cross spread as always, and also pull the 4 agreements and wisdom and oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling over astrology ice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, so we have 12 and 12th house energy for you guys as Scorpio. Astrologically speaking, there's not really anything going on there, but in general, 12th house points to spirituality, blind spots, and mental health. Alright, we have Libra, and the South Nodes have been in Libra for quite some time. I do see Libra energy in your main spread as well, so you can see where that's coming into play. But for you guys, Libra is your 11th house of groups, friendships, hopes, and wishes. And we have Venus. So Venus is actually going to be in Cancer until around, I think, the 10th or 11th of July. Then it's going to move into Leo. So it's going to be moving from your 8th house of death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments into your 9th house of philosophy, higher learning, and foreign affairs. All right, so I'll fall that away. We get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Hanged Man. And challenging that, we have the Two of Swords. So similar energies in one way as far as they're not really action oriented. So it could just be saying that for a lot of you, you're trying to look at things from a different perspective, right? To figure out what your next best action should be. And with this in a challenging position, it could just be saying that, maybe you're really trying to completely detach from your emotions around the situation. We see the water there usually represents emotions. Same with the moon. Hands crossing the heart. So yeah, it could just be one of those things where you're trying to come too much out of your mind for a situation, but it might actually require a little bit more of your intuitive, emotional side. Right, in the foundation position, we have the Queen of Swords, so more Libra energy here. So at the very least, this does tell me that you do seem to be going into this decision-making process with good intentions, but it's just one of those things where, again, like I said, maybe you're trying to approach it strictly from logic, maybe because you might have felt like if you did act more out of emotion or intuition before, it might have gotten you burned in the past. So you could just be swinging the pendulum too far the other way to say, okay, now I need to, come strictly from logic. So that could be why it's causing you a little bit of frustration trying to figure out what decision to make. In the past position, we have the Page of Swords. So yeah, to me this says that for some of you might have already tried to bring up the subject with whoever this person is, right? But for whatever reason, there could have been some nervousness around it. Maybe as you were speaking, you felt like the words weren't coming out right, so maybe that could have caused you to want to withdraw, regroup, and figure out another approach. All right, in the present position, we have the Seven of Swords. So yeah, now Seven of Swords energy can point to deception, but I feel like in this case it might be more of a self-focused deception this time, and again, not with bad intentions, but let's say where maybe you're giving a person part of the story, right? So you might be in active discussions with them, but not really giving them all the details of what's really on your mind, right? So you might keep things more surface level where really you want to take the conversation a lot deeper, right? So that's one example of how that could be playing out. All right, in the near future position, we have the Queen of Wands. And this is Aries energy here. So yeah, I do have to say, for a lot of you, initially I didn't want to go there, but it seems like for a lot of you, what this could be centered around in some ways, maybe this is someone that you're friends with, but you'd like to take things in a more romantic direction with them, but there's some nervousness around you actually making that leap. So that's how this is starting to come across to me for a lot of you. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but whatever the case may be, this decision that you are weighing the pros and cons of, it looks like in the near future you will be getting closer to taking action on it. All right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Nine of Cups. So yeah, in some ways, maybe this is part of what's making it a little hard for you to make a decision too, right? Because you might feel like you're pretty content as it is right now, right? So I mean, we see the Nine of Cups. It means you're pretty close to, and funny enough, in the environment we have the Ten of Cups. So you might feel like, okay, I'm pretty close to where I want to be, right? So sometimes that's a good thing, but at other times it might not be the biggest motivator, right? Because if you're like, oh, I'm only one cup away, right? Like you could also fall back into a state of contentment and say, well, whatever, I got enough, right? So it could be one of those things where ideally you still would like to add that additional cup, but because you've already come so far, you're not as motivated to make a leap if you feel like it's going to cause a setback, which makes sense. So yeah, like I said, in the environment position, we have the Ten of Cups. So again, like I said, this is another indicator, if nothing else, that you're pretty close to where you want to be anyway. So that's the positive, right? So it's like, okay, I doubt that if you were to take your time making this decision that all the other cups would start to disappear, right? So I feel like this is saying you're pretty close to where you want to be, just making that one last leap. And if nothing else, if this is, let's say, a one-to-one connection dynamic, this looks like a good indicator that your feelings are reciprocated from the other person. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Ten of Swords. So yeah, for some of you, this might be someone that you have had an interaction with in the past, and maybe you might feel like it's over, right? So maybe this is someone you had a falling out with altogether, right? So one angle I explored was the potential for maybe this is a friend that you want to take things to a romantic level with, but for some of you, it could also be a friendship connection that might have had a falling out, and you're trying to figure out the best way to get it back on track. Right, and in the outcome position, we have the Eight of Swords. So yeah, ultimately, it looks like there just might be this energy where you're still not going to be sure what to do, right? So I feel like it's still going to be weighing heavily on your mind, like, what do I do, right? But still not feeling quite ready yet to make that leap and have that discussion. And I will say another thing that comes to mind between the Libra cards in your spread and the fact that the Libra energy came out in the dice as well is the fact that your ruler is Jupiter. And Jupiter is in Gemini, which is your seventh house, and Libra is the natural ruler of the seventh house. So yeah, maybe this is just a bit of a change of perspective that you guys are having more lately, where now you really, maybe in the past you've been more impulsive, right? But now you're really trying to look for win-win situations between you and another person now before you act. So it could just be one of those things where you're trying to adjust to that energy change. All right, from the Four Agreements deck, we have be impeccable with your word, and it says create a beautiful dream. Okay, it says your word can create the most beautiful dream, or your word can destroy everything around you. Impeccability of the word only creates beauty, love, and heaven on earth. So yeah, interesting message there. The only thing that makes me think of is this Seven of Swords energy, where, like I said, maybe you're only giving someone part of the story, right? You're keeping things more surface level when you want to discuss things deeper. And like we said, the Page of Swords in the past, where maybe you did try to have a discussion with this person, but you couldn't really get yourself to say all of the things. So if that's the case, hopefully that message resonated with you there. All right, from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Here and Now. There's the artwork, and the number is 32. We'll see what this has to say. All right, essential meanings says being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. The Oracle's message: everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, and it does make me think of, like we said, the Eight of Swords, the Hangman, the Two of Swords, a lot of energies of feeling a little bit stuck, so hopefully that message resonated. The relationship message says it's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now, one that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. So yeah, again, a positive message there as well. And like we said, especially if you do feel this is more of a romantic connection, hopefully that message resonated. The prosperity message says, what you are working on now is golden, and your efforts will leave a powerful legacy. Focus not on meeting a goal in a far-off future, but on creating your dream now, releasing your desire for an outcome, and owning that it already exists. It will appear in the material world as if by magic. Claim your prosperity now. The essence is more important than the form. When you are immersed in prosperous thoughts, you automatically tune into the sense of timelessness and unlimited potential. You can act as if, in spite of temporary outer conditions, you are prosperous in this moment. What you think now becomes your reality. Stay present. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well. And I will say, if nothing else, as we get toward the end of July, we'll be in Leo season, so that might really help give your confidence a boost if that's the main issue. But hopefully that resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.